This is my great uncle's 1970 Buick GS 455. It's a pretty cool car. It's in pretty good shape, but it's been sitting in a barn for 30 years.
My great uncle owned this car at one point, and then my other uncle got this car from him when he died. And he took the car apart to restore it in honor of his brother and do a piece-by-piece restoration type of a deal. He got the take it apart done, but he never got the restore it and put it back together part. Fast forward, 3 decades or something, my uncle here in Michigan actually got the car from my other great uncle 2 or 3 years. My uncle has realized he's also not going to get a chance to put it back together. And my cousin wants to drive this car to his senior prom. So we've got a truck full of parts and a pipe across the bed on the truck to keep the engine stand from breaking while this 455 big block Buick sits on it, and we're gonna put it together.
They don't call them big block for nothing. Coming around this car, it's just literally in pieces. I mean, there ain't nothing together. My other great uncle did get some progress done on the car. Don't get me wrong. All these bushings are brand new. All these in here, brand new, brand new, brand new. Stab links, brand new. Tire rod ends, everything's brand new. And even the brakes, they were new 30 years ago. I don't know if they ever got juice, so I don't know if they're gonna work, but at least we got new parts. Ran when parked, Inside the car, it's moldy, to say the least. Moisture has done its job, unfortunately, but I'm sure we can get that to come around a little bit. But she's beautiful. She is beautiful. Talk about luxury. Got the hot, cold generator, brake light, fuel, speed, odometer, and a clock. Because, you gotta know what time it is. It's this beautiful, deep red color. It's in decent shape. The top has seen better days. And, but for some reason, everything's just taken apart. Trunk is looking pretty clean, although it's got tons of headlight and grill pieces, which is pretty cool, including the original grill. No key though, so, Also, the latch is out, but that's fine. As you can see, we've got this whole bin of parts, some big old monster headers. Not sure if the rest of the exhaust is gonna, fit, because the size here and the, it's just not even, it ain't the same. Original factory AC car. It weighs about four tons, and as you can see there, that line is crushed. So that's not going back on the car. Came with, bell housing off the trans, of course. Came with 3 different clutches and flywheel, which is in brand new condition. And a froze up water pump, that's seized solid, so that's fine. This whole car is apart, like I said. At least the fenders are assembled. Unfortunately, battery acid had the better of this, but a little sheet metal work, we'll get her done. We'll fix her up. It's a big puzzle. I've never put one together. And I certainly didn't intend on getting these pieces like this, but here we are.
So someone definitely went through this motor. It's got aftermarket pistons in it. I think those are stock rods, but cross hatching looks really good. This engine sat open in the barn without an intake or anything on it, so that kind of surprises me, but this is a really good sign. I don't know what this is. It's some kind of sludgy stuff. It's not rust. And there's some kind of oily dust buildup. This sat next to my grandpa's wood chop saw, so I'm guessing it's probably wood dust. So we'll probably need to clean that. We got the motor outside. We got to clean this thing up, okay? She's just grimy. She's real grimy. Well oiled, but grimy. Because this type of stuff is inside the motor. So we're gonna degrease it with purple power and the scrub brushes, inside it out. Bunch of sawdust up in there. We'll be done. There's no more sludge in the motor. These all look great.
They're actually shiny now. These are not original cylinder heads because I don't believe that they would have been orange. It's probably a big black Chevy thing. I don't know if they're interchangeable, but I know a hot rod shop came in and did the rockers and the pistons and all that. Now we're gonna blow this off with air, get all the water out, then we're gonna take an entire case of brake clean, drive all the water out, then we'll take a couple cans of WD-40 and soak her down so she doesn't rust. Getting our double roller timing set on. We just line the dots up. We're not degreeing the cam. This thing's gonna make plenty of power already. Over here at the parts washer, we got the oil pump, front cover, housing. And you can see it's absolutely filthy. 10 minutes of elbow grease. She looks way better. It's not perfect. It's never gonna be. I could get it, but I'm not gonna waste the next half an hour on trying to make it that. We noticed these valves. Look in there. Hard to see. There we go, that shows it off. Look how dirty that is on top of the valve. Absolutely disgusting. That killed himself allegedly. These are a few of the chunks that came off of this. Look at the size and thickness on that. That's sitting on top of the intake valve. But that is crazy. One upgrade that we are doing is taking out this oil seal. This is the front crank seal, and it's rope, sling plates, where when fluid hits it, it gets slung out. And we are replacing it with a retrofit front cover seal, front main seal. So we got to remove this. We already got the rope out from inside. And then these directions, which are super cool. I believe this is, I don't know, 70s, 80s. Says that you need to RTV it because they manufactured these with a 20 thou variance on the hole because they were for rope, so they probably didn't care very much. Going? Whoa, we're good. Something goofy about this is we don't have any bolts. So we have 4 bolts from the old water pump. So we know this size, we need at least 3 of them for here, here, and here. But we kind of got to guess, like this is, I think these are 1/4 20. So what is that? 332, I don't know. Now this thing, apparently, they had a short water pump and they had a long water pump. And I guess the first one that we got was the long water pump, and we needed the short water pump. And you can tell because the way that it is, because when you put this new water pump up here, and then you put, where did it even go? This water pump pulley on the water pump, and then you put this pulley on here, and you line them up, and your water pump sticks out too far, you know you got the wrong one. Now, we already put this timing cover on. I didn't show you that because I think the camera wasn't rolling. And we RTV'd the daylights out of it, so hopefully it doesn't leak, since these old engines are known for leaking profusely. But we're gonna clean up every surface a little bit because it's been sitting for so long. Beautiful. That gasket is just super straight. That's ideal for this type of installation. Probably not recommended, but you know, neither is a lot of things that we do around here. That don't fit. That don't fit. That don't fit. That don't fit. Ain't got any dang plugged hardware. That don't fit. A note, if you're putting one of these old motors together, is that all the bolts that go into the block, so like these ones go into this timing cover right here, you don't need to worry about those. But these long dudes reach all the way into the engine block. You need to RTV the bolt threads because they go into a coolant or a oil passage, and if you don't, the threads ain't gonna seal, and then it's gonna seep coolant and oil out while it's running. So you gotta RTV your threads. Click, click, click.
Anyways, what's your question on putting it together?
I'm putting the windage tray and the intake on, and I don't know if that steel windage tray goes above or below the manifold gaskets. Does it go intake gasket, windage tray, cylinder head, or does the gasket sit against the cylinder head and the windage tray sits on the intake side.
I recollect the windage tray goes on first,
Yep.
and then the gasket, and then the manifold.
Okay. Putting this intake up on this big block Buick, and there's this windage tray, and it's pretty slick how it works actually. There's these little cutouts. Can you see the little fins right there? I know it's hard to see. Zoom in right there. Little fins are stamped out right there. What that does is you set this in there and it snaps in, and those little fins protrude down and it holds it. So like you can grab this, it won't come out because it's hitting the bottom of the cylinder head. So that's pretty cool, holds itself in place. Then we stack up these intake manifold gaskets on both sides. We're gonna RTV, a 1/4 inch bead of RTV across the front and the sides on the china wall, and bolt her together. Go ahead and tack a little bit of RTV in a few places, and it will help hold the gasket in place for when you're setting the intake manifold down on it. Right there. Oh, no, not there. Oh, right there. Right there. Just like that. This is why I RTV'd it, because there's so many layers. You got the steel and the gasket and the rubber. It's just, no. Just fill it with gasket. RTV, 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 gasket maker, making gasket. Boom. Inserting under gasket. If there's one thing that I hate a lot, okay, it's the way that our society has made engines regurgitate their own garbage. And in this, the valves were so dirty, so dirty. It's got to be running so inefficient with the valves just caked full of crap. Now, I don't think that this intake has ever been on this car, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a cast iron one over there. And we got this aluminum Offenhauser performance unit. And if you look at the aluminum Offenhauser performance unit, these are the ports for the EGR. Okay, come on, look in here. Quit shaking. Okay, I know. These are the ports for the EGR. And this tube goes across here to this other EGR port. But at no point does that come into the intake anywhere. It looks like they just crossed over the EGR. This thing breathes free and clear. I can reach my hand down there. I can poke my fingers out over here. And at no point does the EGR feed into the intake runners. So that's why I don't believe that this intake was ever on this engine, because the intake valves would be clean otherwise. This so it doesn't leak, because it's going to leak otherwise. Intake. This one doesn't weigh 87 pounds. It's kind of nice. And after some examination, it would appear that I need more RTV, because these gaskets are a crock of crap. That's what they are, okay? So flip the motor over and you can see our brand new double roller timing set and our retrofitted seal.
Good for 1,500 horsepower.
1,500 horsepower, yeah. Maybe 5, I hope. That'd be cool. As I mentioned earlier, it's not stock. Look at these aluminum pistons. So I don't know if they've been bored over. There's a sheet from a local shop that did the build on it, but it made good power, and it's got, I believe, a different cam, different pistons, and the intake ports have been matched to the intake. They're all smooth. It's not the raw casting, and it's got brand new freeze plugs in it. Right now we're installing the oil pan gasket, and we're gonna get the sucker on there, flip it over, prime the oil system, try to get these lifters to uncollapse before we go and turn the key on it. This flywheel is rusty because it hasn't been in the car for 30 years, so we're professionally resurfacing it. That's a professional machine shop grade finish.
Doesn't catch the fingernail.
Yeah, that is going to be totally fine. We have now professionally resurfaced our flywheel, the mating surfaces on the engine and on the flywheel. And we got the motor hung on the cherry picker. And we're going to take out these flywheel crankshaft bolts, 6 of them. They're a little bit rusty, just a hair. But that's just thread, that's thread locker. I ain't got to worry about these backing out. Lucky guess. Over here we got the bell housing going back on the transmission. I wasn't kidding earlier when I said we had 3 clutches. I guess I kind of lied. We have 2 discs and 3 pressure plates, but this one's the shiniest, so we're going to go with that one. And this is a brand new disc, flywheel side. And this is the matching brand new disc to this Center Force Performance clutch. So I think we're gonna, made in the USA. We're probably gonna go with this guy. Check that this spline's in. It looks too fine to me. What about this other clutch disc? Definitely the wrong clutch. This other clutch disc.
That one looks right.
That is right. Cool. So we're getting this disc with this pressure plate on this flywheel if that bolts together. We're going to find out. So we noticed on our clutch alignment tool that it's really loose in the pilot bushing in the motor. So we came over here and compared, and those are the same exact size. And conveniently, in the black box of goodies, we found pilot bushings that are tight on there. They're the right size. So we're going to do some trickery to get this pilot bushing out of this engine. We are going to take a few things. There's a few methods. We got grease that we're gonna fill in the hole with. It's a messy operation, I'll say that. So you pack grease in the hole, a bunch of it, and then we're gonna try, normally you'd use bread, but we are gonna try this red paper towel and see if that works as a substitute, because we don't have any bread out here. Get your buddy with a hammer to hit you in the head when he does this. Bottomed out. Didn't do nothing. We are putting Rotella T6 5W40 in this motor. It's diesel stuff, has all the zinc and the whatever else minerals that the flat tabbet cam wants that the old engine needs. And we don't need to run T4 because this motor is broken. This motor has been ran. It was in the car built, making power for years. So we don't need braking oil or anything like that. We can go straight to the synthetic. We're pouring it down the distributor hole because we don't have valve covers on, so we can't pour it in here. Starting with 5 quarts, we're going to prime the oil system, see if we can't de-collapse our collapsed lifters, and we'll go from there. There's pressure. Pushed me off of it.
Yep.
We got oil pressure in the plug. That freaking thing I was talking about. That sucks. Yeah. Oil pump works. What are we going to do about that?
Plug it with parts we don't have.
Something that's going to be a real challenge for us is that every little detail is taken apart. Like the trunk latch is taken out of the thing here that holds it. So this was taken apart. Why? Did the trunk not latch? I don't know. The tumbler in here, the key thing that moves the latch, that grabs the thing, is taken, it's all taken apart. I don't know why. I don't know why it got taken so far apart, but I can tell you that we gotta find where bits and pieces go, and it's gonna be a lot of work. Not to mention that the wiring in this car is a mess. It's everywhere, and nothing's labeled, so we gotta figure that out. The trunk's got a bunch of parts in it. Pieces for the grill, I think. Some kind of coolant, I'm assuming. Bumper lights, headlights, trim pieces, I don't even know where they go.
And then we've got the bins of parts. This is the gold mine right here. We've got 3 clutches total, exhaust pieces, headers that are not the same size as the pipes, so that's great. Those headers don't even fit on the engine, unfortunately, because there's a tab. We got the bell housing off the transmission, some kind of AC bracketry mount, the old charging spinner, front timing cover, another clutch. There's just all kinds of pieces and parts. This leads me to the black cabinet. You might be able to tell we've been rummaging through this already. I know, I'm sorry, I didn't show you that. But, guys on a timeline. Sometimes you gotta get stuff done. But in this thing is a gold mine of parts. Or maybe it's just a mine of parts. I don't know. Let's show you. There is all kinds of stuff in here. We got a top end seal kit. We got valve cover seals, head gaskets, exhaust gaskets, EGR gaskets, which we're definitely not keeping. Header bolts. Is it actually header bolts? Looks like header bolts. Cool. We got a Carter rebuild kit for the carburetor. We got exhaust gaskets. That's cool. We got transmission crossmember mount, maybe. I don't know. Brake hoses, exhaust clamps, and all these bags of hardware. He did do some due diligence. He labeled stuff. Bolts for trans crossmember. Cool. Gonna save that. U-joint. Drum brake hardware. Flywheel crankshaft bolts. Motor mount bolts. Some kind of random trim pieces that I don't know what they are. Flywheel bolts. Not to be confused with flywheel bolts. Clutch alignment tool. Random unlabeled hardware. And then a bin of stuff that I don't even think is related to this car. The real gold mine is the books down here. We got Chilton's repair manual for 1964 to 71. Doesn't say what for, it's just 64 to 71. There's all kinds of stuff in here. I mean, we got Buick, we're gonna need that. We got tune-up specifications, the brake stuff. I mean, all kinds of stuff in here. Oh, shifter adjustment, we're gonna need that. Cougar Montego, I've never heard of that. Maverick, Torino, Fairlane Falcon, Mustang, Comet. So cool. So cool. This is an absolute gem of a book right there. It is in great shape. We got headlight bezels. Maybe the actual coolant overflow. Oh yeah, engine coolant. We got distributor cap parts that are brand. These are NOS, new old stock parts right here. Points distributor cap, brand new in the box. Clutch, throwout bearing, condenser. This is the condenser. New old stock. Oh, old points. Brand new and in beautiful shape, might I add. Not a bit of sulfur or corrosion on them. We've got a thermal quad carburetor, a 4-speed Muncie shifter that's in 27 pieces, and a once seized but now freed Muncie 4-speed transmission. Now, I, very admittably, am younger than this car. I know that's a real surprise to some of you folks watching this since I look so wise in number of years. So I'm going to call in an expert here and talk about this because, frankly, this is cool, but, like, I don't know how this thing goes together. So we're going to get the old expert here in person and have him take a peek at it and talk about it, and maybe we can get the thing put together. I don't know.
Well, it'll take a minute, but we'll get her.
So these guys, we pretty much know stack in succession to each other.
Yeah.
So they sit
Not
like
that close together, though.
We got
They
new,
can't.
No, because there's bushings between them.
Yeah.
we got new linkages, right?
Oh no, maybe one stacks like that.
They all should
Well,
be.
because the alignment pin. Yeah.
Well, I was going 2 by this little groove on,
Yeah, they've got a
on
set.
there, but that ain't gonna work because they don't. Nothing
Unless they
sets them.
stack
Nothing
together.
stacks. Well, this stacks them apart. Also. No, it don't. I know. Looking at these, I'm thinking you're doing it the right way, but they're too close together for the shift rods to pass.
Correct. Oh, you're right. So they do have to sit a long ways away from each other.
Well, they surely seem like it, but that notch made me think
for
that
the
they went
alignment.
that way.
That's for that alignment.
Well, the alignment's down here.
Oh, is it?
The pin goes right through there, through that groove right there.
Oh, maybe this one needs to be flipped like that.
Well, that'd be smarter.
There.
It'd be plenty of clearance for your rod to go
This
into.
one comes in.
But why they notched that the opposite, I don't have a clue, boys.
No.
He's through.
I gotta push the spring around in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that sequence is right, but it just looks right to me. However, it doesn't mean that it is. This goes on top of that.
It's got to, because this tells the story, right? That
I would say so, yeah.
that was here. And
But
then
that button,
tells-
look at that button mark on there, Trent.
I know. Well, so I'm wondering if that's the bottom.
If it
I'm wondering if that
can't be
is-
because there's no hole.
I'm wondering if that's just this thing swiping into it. Like if it's just. Let's
I don't think so because that pin right there's got to move.
That's probably the
That's the
pin.
pinion.
I bet you that's that pin writing against it.
No, look at that. That's a circle. That's a big circle like that circle that's right there.
Washer that's just corroded, stuck to it. I think.
I guess. Huh. Oh, don't use your knife blade, bud.
Oh, the sucker is
Okay.
already broke. How do you think I broke it in the first place?
That's called a hammer.
This is a precision.
That's a
tapping.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
precision.
It's a
tap.
precision.
Looks nice, don't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's shifting, right?
Yeah.
But this is turned around.
It's
Is it?
That's how it sits on
Yeah, this is wrong. This is wrong. This
So the
is
whole assembly.
this side hits against the tranny.
Oh,
side-
we got the
oh,
whole
so this
stack
is-
in there upside
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
the whole thing.
yeah. That looks right.
Yeah.
And that's a dust cover.
Well, because
That's-
they had.
Had grease on it, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know they did. That's why all the junk was there. Okay, you can't move it forward and back because of this in there and everything.
So
But that way you can do
Oh,
it.
you got
ways,
both.
yeah.
Oh, what?
That's right.
There we go. We didn't have that
So
before.
let's try. So now I'm getting middle.
Yeah.
If I keep it in neutral, so that's that. Pull it this way.
That's third and fourth.
That's fourth, third, which is this one.
Yeah.
Pull this way.
This should be reverse.
We're not making it to reverse.
No, we're not.
Well, it's only because you don't have it lined up, I think, guys. There you got it. Now you got it.
I think it's on the second shelf.
That
Might do it.
That fit.
whatever that's for.
That's
I'll have to do for the
7/16.
shift.
There you go.
That's how you're supposed to run that to adjust it, right?
Yeah.
I definitely want to replace these with the steel bushings because these, you can already see the plastic ones are ovaled out.
I'm sure. Not uncommon.
Did you guys do that back in the day? Because now it's real common to see steel bushings in here.
Well, we put a bronze bushing in. I've got a company that made bronze bushings, and I got hold of them, and that's what I started using. Another little secret tip that I used. Shifter smooth. Shifted a lot smoother. They made a nylon one for a long time.
Hey, only 100 pounds more than a big block Chevy.
Is that right? That's it? Wow.
Small block Chevy.
I was going to say small block's 350 pounds.
Is that what you said was small block Chevy?
That's what the book says. I was reading one of those books this morning.
That's 100. That's more.
It's the size too big.
That's more weight than a small block, right? Is what you're saying?
Only 100 pounds.
100 pounds. Yeah, that makes sense.
Small block and about twice the power.
Yeah. Depends on who's building the small block.
That's 1, 2. That's 3, 4.
It's doing the thing. Oh, it's doing the thing.
So he's
Scared of it, boys. Oh, hang on. Oh, slow down. God damn.
We're doing it. What's the key to not hang up? Just go a little slower.
To not hang up.
Yeah, that's
You get it aligned right and then lubed. You'll find that it's going to work. I think we got her figured out, boys.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. This is the stupidest shifter Lincoln design. Yeah, so first, second.
I made a shifter for 3-speed before they made 4-shift conversions. And I don't remember exactly how I done it, but I do remember using a valve spring underneath, and I made a lever that
That'll
was
do just fine.
slotted.
And you can't go forward because we got it in the right spot. Yeah. So yeah, first, second, third.
Whew, look at him speed shift.
we're coming.
Scared of him, boy.
Oh, he's
know
not
I'm-
even
you
staying
know I'm
in.
practicing.
You
already know what
How
I'm doing.
fast are you gonna get through first gear? Bam! Just
No,
like
it's the problem is just spin the tires. They ain't gonna do anything at first. It's gonna be yeah.
that. Oh, how exciting!
Oh, boy.
It's playing back in your head what you used to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I already know
Oh,
that.
yeah. I never took my foot off the gas pedal.
You just left it on the
Call
chip.
power.
Yeah, well, but I had made mine into a rock crusher, my
Right.
Pontiac,
Is there a
and
plate for this? Oh, how is it?
and I just
Inspection cover.
It's a big.
So you would
inspection
ship
cover.
just foot on the floor.
yeah,
No stutter, nothing.
nope,
clicker back.
That's crazy.
Clicker again.
that's it. You got it.
You ever blow the gears out of one of them?
Nope,
Well,
never did.
That's crazy.
Nope. Well, you're gaining on it, boys, guaranteed,
Yeah, we're having good.
big time.
This is big. This is a big step.
Yeah, that was a big hurdle. Yeah, I'm just tickled to death. We got her figured out, and I'm really confident it's all right. So you boys can handle her from here, can't you?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
So this boss right here,
Yeah.
this pipe, boom, it's hitting. Bad.
Sure is. Yeah.
so it's cut
Like
that
real
off.
bad.
Take a
Yeah.
hammer.
Well, there's a couple of
Cut this right off.
Cut it. Well, I wouldn't cut it all the way off. Cut off what you need and then dent that in. Zip! That's what I would do.
The header fits. This is the way the car sits right now. It's this way against the wall. It's because it's been here for like a month, okay? We got it in out of the weather, stored the parts, and started doing research on what we need. But now that it's time to work on it, I need to spin her around into this bay. Now, I don't need the lift immediately, but I really need the tools over there, and all the parts are up in the front. And I'd really rather put the car front by the parts in the front for the car, then carry all the parts from the back to the front and try to work on it up here. So I'm gonna just push this car out. Come on, girl. That ain't working. We can get a different angle and grab the seat. Okay. So the tires are pointed like this to each other so they don't roll very good. We're gonna bring out the big dog. Allow me to introduce you to Big Dog. It'll do it. And that is why we call her Big Dog. Oh yeah.
That one is started. That is, she's gonna be in her home.
This rear end, I think, is locked. Look at that. I can't, I'm fighting him. I think it's locked. So with the rest of this car being the way that it is, we're gonna pull this diff cover off and look at it. We also just noticed that all of our hardware is like loose. Ah, frick, just broke my fingernail. This is all loose. So every single bushing on this car he went through, which is awesome, but all of this is loose. So not a single thing. Look at that, look at that. We didn't do that, that's just like that. So we need to nut and bolt the entire underside of this car before we take it on the road. No fluid. How did I know? Oh, it's got like an actual lock.
It looks like it is brand new.
That is awesome. There ain't a single bit of wear on them gears. That might be brand new. We are scoping the fuel tank right now, and you can see there's not a drop of rust on the thing. That's amazing news. Back here on the rear end, right here, we discovered there's a locker, and that's pretty cool. and with the discovery of the locker, we discovered there's no oil in it, and it doesn't look like there's ever been oil on the locker. So I picked up this oil right here. This stuff, apparently it's for kings and queens and people who like purple. This stuff is spendy a little bit, but it says high performance, and since it's a built big block, what else are you gonna do? And it says for limited slip differentials. Now I don't know if this is locker, limited slip, call it what you want, but I want the stuff that says it's not gonna slip. That's what I want. So that's what it gets. And it was the only stuff on the shelf that said that. So that's the only stuff that I bought. And I've definitely bought too much of it now that I look at it, because this is like this deep right here. And I bought like enough for like this deep up here, you know what I'm saying? You wanna wait till it starts to pour. You know this stuff that's like $18 a quart? You wanna wait till it's like half of it's on the floor, then you know it's full.
Getting ready to put spark plugs in this thing. And look at the packaging. Isn't that just cool? That's so sweet. It's like a display case. And there's this whole description of it. It's pretty awesome.
For the sole purpose of mock-up, we put these headers in here without gaskets on them, and we've only got 2 bolts holding back here and up here to hold them in place. But now I'm gonna go ahead and peel those off and get the gaskets in here. And this side's not so bad. The headers mount up pretty good. But if you come over this driver's side, zoo-wee, look at that. I bolted here, bolted back there. Look at the gap between, that's 1/8 of an inch warpage on this header flange. That is, look down it. See that? Ain't that just crazy? It's kind of wild, but this is gonna be impossible. How in the world are you supposed to get anything for this bolt down here? Can you see it? Can you see it down there, that bolt hole? How are you gonna get a tool down here? I don't even understand.
We just worked on brakes. We have brakes. That's freaking awesome. All the parts were mostly good except for these ones that look like they're not 30 years old. Because these ones that do look like they're 30 years old, we glowed them red hot, and that's what we got for the bleeder. So unfortunately, no saving that guy. Summit Racing had these in stock, which was super clutch because they were the only place that did, and they got them to us in 2 days, and it said they'd be here in 3 days, so that was super awesome. Now we're moving on to the front core support mounts, and I don't know, rad support, core support, that's what we call it today, core support, I don't know. But we got these rubber mounts off of the Zon, and these are pretty slick. So the metal comes down right here, and then this thing sandwiches through the metal into the other rubber and clamps it all so it holds it up and down, which is pretty sweet, except for on the side that the battery sat. The battery acid destroyed this side. So we're gonna have to just block this up from the bottom, sandwich it. This car is gonna have to come apart later to fix some of that because it's Monday. This car has to be at a formal event on Saturday. We still have a long ways to go on it. And we can't get those parts. Like this whole area really needs to get fixed, and we don't have any sheet metal for that.
Maybe 30 pounds, 35 total? I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah, this is all metal too. That's not gonna be any help.
That's a problem. That's supposed to go under that.
What? Oh yeah, because of the battery tray. Oh yeah.
Bad sounds.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's great.
Hang on. All right, now we're gonna see if the radiator fits. Front end is mostly not together. We really didn't bolt any of this, but we can find out if our Amazon radiator is gonna work or if we need to get a different one, because we still don't know, and we've only got a few days left, and it takes a few days for parts to ship. Moment of truth. Boom. I see fittage. It will work. We are working on the old clutch leverage right here, and we found this random pair of Heim joints, and that's the clutch fork that comes out and then the rod that comes down from the foot pedal, and by golly, it's gonna work. It was in the black cabinet of magic. Bingo. Uncle Ben and Aunt Jer are in here cleaning the interior. Look at the progress on the door panels. It is, it's moldy, to say the least. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. He's doing the seats right now. Aren't they gorgeous?
Phenomenal.
Get in there.
Fender is going in. Stay down.
Let's go 2 aside.
Yeah, you're gonna race your freaking cars. You better race your cars.
He was doing it safely. It wasn't like there was no cars around. There was no like it wasn't unsafe.
She's doing this. And I wasn't gonna go that aggressively, but I was just like, I put my foot down. I was like, all right, here we go, I guess. We're gonna run it. Oh.
I raced an 18-wheeler on the way here.
I know. So I told Ben, I was like, just don't do it in front of her house.
In front of whose house?
So, the guy that lives in grandma's house. Yeah. So he came in, I was like, hey, I see you had the Fox Body album on there Sunday. Sounds really good, man.
That's
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
thanks. He goes,
Can you put
"Are
your feet
you
in?
responsible for these burnouts at D and half mile?
No, sir.
I gotta close the door for a second.
And I said,
You can stay in it.
Well, not me. I said, if I'm doing burnouts, it's not in my house, and it's most likely where there's no houses.
I'll do burnouts at your house. What are you talking about?
On the burnout pad.
He said it.
said on the
he said the
burnout
burnout
pad.
pad. That's what I thought.
He doesn't remember he said it.
He said, wait, what?
This trunk latch was out of the car, so we gotta adjust it. And there's a really easy way to do that. Basically what we're gonna do is bring it all the way to the top and snug these down so that you can still like shove it down. You can still like bump it down, but it'll stay where you leave it. So we'll snug them up at the top.
Next day he goes up to Miss G. Guess what me and my cousins did?
We are gonna
And she's like,
reset the lock.
Her destination isn't real right now.
You're gonna hear it click,
You know, whatever she walks
and then we're gonna bump it down into place till the body lines look good. Release the lock and tighten it down. Yeah, do that. Fold up like 2 sheets, and then we're just gonna scrub this. This will it's a very light abrasion. Here. We're gonna scrub it with this cloth. I realize it's gonna take a lot longer than necessary. So we're gonna get these, just fold up 2 sheets, and then we're just gonna scrub it. Try to start a clean line and work across the panel. So you don't end up scrubbing here, scrubbing there, then missing. You try to get a line going and go across the whole panel. Ooh, let the dogs out. He is the most animated human I've ever met. No! It's like he just lost his long love. Or long lost his, I don't know.
His long love.
Long lost. When I felt the paint through the water and how smooth it was, I decided we shouldn't quad zero it until we see it dry. It might not need that. Let me rinse this side off again, because all these sticks and crap and dirt, we don't want to push that around. It's time for shine juice. Acetone, boiled linseed oil. I'm gonna go 75-25.
That ambitious or not?
Should be extra shiny. I don't know how much to make, so we're gonna make that much. And if we need to make more, we can. Oh, perfect shot. Okay, that's just gonna stay. And that much. And then, do I have a finger on it? Now, last night we worked hard on the interior. Day update for you, it's Wednesday, okay? We started this project Saturday. So it's coming along pretty good. But this is where we're at. The motor is in, the radiator is kind of setting in place. It's definitely not permanently mounted, but it's there. None of this is actually wired at all. The outside is looking spiffy, just gorgeous, okay? Shined up great. Interior is impeccable condition. It looks freaking amazing. And the doors are just in incredible shape. So that is super good. We still need to bolt the starter in because the starter's not in. We then need to put the trunk or the battery in the trunk, and we're gonna run 0 gauge wires up to the starter and stuff. And then we gotta wire in the key, the new distributor. We're going HEI, that's right here. And maybe fuel pump works. It might run today. This is the original battery tray. And as you can see, battery acid, well, it had its course. Now we bought this guy for like $11 on Amazon. So that's gonna go in there, but we gotta get this out first. So we're gonna try to cut what's left of these rusted out nut stubs out of here. Eventually this whole front core support's gotta get replaced because it's completely smoked. But to make the event, we're gonna hack it. It's really dusty. Wow, there ain't nothing there. Hey, the fender's not bolted on yet. Ha, imagine that. There we go. There we go. This
Can go there.
might be sitting diagonally. We want the positive on the other side of that. We are having some electrodigital problems because with the clutch down, there is a clutch safety sensor, and the key, we ain't got nothing. So we come hunting down through and around here. I'll go all the way upside down. This is what we got under the car, is this red tap. This is our key on. We're assuming this is for the electric choke because that's the only thing it'll reach in the engine bay. A couple missing fuses. We've got an old house extension cord wired into something. We're not really sure what the deal is. And we've got a welded clutch bracket here. If you look, that ain't factory fashion, I don't believe. I mean, it might be, but it sure doesn't look like it. And then we got the clutch safety switch over here that is zip screwed up here. See those zip screws up there? That's what holds the clutch safety bracket. So I ain't sure what the deal is here, but I know it ain't right. So now the question is, are we gonna figure that all out, or are we gonna run a toggle switch to the distributor? Now, we told you we were going to HEI, and we really want to, because it's simpler, more reliable, whatever. But no one can ship us the right HEI. So in a last-ditch effort, we have this points distributor, and it's seen better days. The mechanical advance is totally froze up inside of this. So we got to free that up, otherwise we ain't going to get any timing, not going to make any power. And the points in this look atrocious. But there's new points, new condenser, and what else in that black box of magic. So we're going to get some parts swapped out. We're going to take this apart, try to get it freed up, and see if we can't fire it up tonight on the points distributor, because at this point the HEI may or may not ship in time. Yetsy. Okay. Yeah, that looks bad. It's just totally froze. There we go. Just apply a... That's gotta be a lease. Yeah. That was fast. I see that little thing.
this goes to the coil. This, is this the positive for the coil?
That's gonna be our cranking wire. That's our crank wire, isn't it?
Yeah, but why?
I don't know why, but it appears that that is what it's gonna be doing for right now. Also, that harness got really hot.
Yeah, there's a problem.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna run a wire straight from the coil to the battery.
Yeah. So
Hey Siri, call Grandma Burke.
Hello?
Hey, you're welcome to start heading this way.
Okay, I'm on the car.
Alright, you bringing Grandpa with you?
I hope so.
Alrighty, cool beans.
All right, bye.
Bye. She's fired up.
Hey, we need the radiator coolant before we get too carried away.
So doing a blink test
Should have a
on
hot
this.
wire going through the coil.
Yeah, we do. It's this brown wire is hot. And then the points interrupt the ground. So right now we got nothing. Go ahead and run the starter.
Let's check that test light.
Go to ground with that clamp.
With this.
Clamp, yeah. I got test light, yeah.
Okay.
And then go here.
Cranker.
Crank it. Points ain't doing their job.
That or you don't have any power going to them. It's not right.
Because the positive stays This is supposed to be the key, is the positive.
Okay.
And
And
then
this
this-
wire goes down to the points.
Right. And that
Okay, and
that
then-
when the points close, it connects the body of the points, which
Right.
is grounded,
Then it grounds, yeah.
to this,
Yep.
and that's when this charges.
Yep.
When the
and
points
that's when it
open,
fires a point. Yeah.
when it opens, it releases ground.
Releases the ground. It gives the energy from the condenser up
Yeah.
there. So you're all right. You're hooked up all right. Are you sure your points are breaking?
It might have the points open.
These
too far.
connections might not be
Hey, that's a good sign.
ideal.
That's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
Yeah, the points are open too far.
Yeah. We did adjust them. Because they weren't opening freaking at all.
Even if it just like they died,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Me too.
that's pretty cool. Yeah,
We worked too freaking hard for that.
She's hot now. You want me to take this off? Yeah. Oh, it's doing it. That's sparking.
Now we're coming alive.
Give her some fuel.
Hold up, let me can we put water in this? Let's put water in this.
That's a ridiculous thought.
Let's put water in this, because
Well,
when it runs, we're not going to want to shut it off.
It's
You're
gonna get
right.
hot
We can let it run
fast.
for a little bit, but not much. We got 3 open ports.
All right.
Hang on. We got nothing in that pump.
We got oil. We got air in the coolant.
This.
Oh, he's got.
Can you hold it? I can't see.
No, that's BS. Whoa. Yeah, no late. That's
okay.
honestly, that was pretty good.
We'll be fine. That was too easy. She's out of fuel. Okay. Burning off the headers at the start. Let's let it do that for a second.
Yeah, and
Probably out of fuel.
no coolant.
That was, no coolant in it. Popped off enough to show us that we needed to.
You see it coming out the bottom anywhere? Cool.
There's fuel till I heard it come out. There's enough fuel for it to run. And then
There's one around, probably.
give her a rip.
You're going way too fast to try to set that timer.
I know, that's why I'm turning it back.
Okay.
But I need a.
Because your mechanical.
It's swinging out, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hearing that and I was seeing that, so that's why I'm turning it down. I needed to shut it off so I can regrip my brain for a second. It's a little disorienting. Wake up, thermostat. It's time to go to work.
What the hell's that rattling noise?
I don't know, but I'm hearing that and I'm not loving it.
Tell you what, it isn't the bottom end.
I want to look at that oil pressure gauge.
Good.
Big time.
I hear that. What's our, you say oil pressure gauge in the bottom?
It was building pressure when it quit.
Yeah? I don't know what to say, I'll be honest. I ain't sure what to say. Because it's got strong pressure. When we primed it, it went to 80 pounds.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, assuming that gauge is right. We can swap the gauge, we have a brand new one.
It don't matter as long as it's got pressure. You know.
Right. But the knocking, is it in the motor? Is it in the trans? Is it in the clutch?
Flywheel.
Press
The other thing is we got that subframe is just it's
Hey,
kicking up and down.
another thing is the subframe, the trans mount is not bolted to the frame. It's just resting on there. Could that be vibrating?
Maybe.
But it's not. It sounds like it's here.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I hate to say that, but
I don't know what else to say.
I don't either.
He said take the rods and everything.
I don't think it would be a main noise.
Well, he was saying
more of a rod noise.
rod
than a main
noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if it's a rod, though, we shouldn't have pressure. We shouldn't have any
Well,
oil
you could
pressure.
have pressure.
You
It's
think
still
so?
a rod value, yeah. But it wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't
Right.
be as high, for sure.
Right. That would shut this operation down now.
Definitely would. So hard to hear, you know.
We can fix that. We can just slip the mufflers on. Hook it up. Try to hear it better. That's Alan's throttle cable. This car.
It's adjusted.
This car it's got a lot of that. It's everywhere. That's why we have the thing hardwiring the distributor. This disaster. Let's put this thing up and let's tack weld the mufflers on.
Sure. So put your eyes down.
So, this oil pan was bent down. This guy, you could feel the dip in it. So we took the pan down and put the mallet up there between the mains and the pan. And then we took,
Just imagine, I got 2 of these.
so we put on the side of the pan and then picked the pan up and the mallet's in the center on the main, so we mold the pan around. We're gonna try it.
It was barely touching, so hopefully that the little bit, whatever little bit of deformation we got out of it will be enough to solvate our problem.
So learn you a few things here. Muncie, 4-speed, okay? Here's the shift rods. See these? Yep, 4-speed. See these rods are here? There's This is reverse. This is the 1, 2,
3, 4.
this is 3, 4. Or maybe it's vice versa. Anyways, Nathan is up in the cab. Run it through like you're gonna drive the car. Cool. That's good. Yesterday we couldn't get it in 3/4, so that's great news. It does it.
Like it's totally loose.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's not tight at all.
Okay, we gotta adjust
I
those.
think that hold down bracket
Fingers.
needs to be.
We need to give those fingers more bend. We're gonna kindly encourage this to go a little bit more. Let's try it.
That's why we're a custom shop.
Custom fabricators. High dollar shop, actually. Cameron Johnson, coming for you. That is significantly more arch. We also had a pretty bad gallop that we didn't have last night, so it's not impossible that a lifter. Did you hear how it smoothed out for a second? Yeah. I think our oil pressure regulator and our pump's bat not working. Because it came up to like 40 PSI, motor silented down, it dropped again, valve clatter. Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And I watched it on the gauge.
That's not a good sign.
It means we gotta tear the front cover apart, figure out what's going on with our oil system. It's hard to say, we might just need to tap on that, maybe some stuck. Yeah.
Because it wasn't doing. We had oil pressure.
But I think we need to start it and do that.
Contact.
Won't build oil pressure. We had it for a second, then we lost it, which means that pump's probably not working, or the regulators are stuck or something. We could probably tear it apart and work on it in frame.
You will have to pull that.
Well, because it's all external.
Right.
It's all, I don't think we need to pull the front cover off. Well, it does, because there's mufflers on it. It picked up a pretty bad misfire because our coil, we're struggling to keep our spark plug wires on. But it came up to like 40 pounds of...
You got the oil pan.
Yeah. It came up to like 40 pounds of oil pressure for a second. Silent, the motor. Oil pressure dropped again, loud. Sitting here percussively trying to wake it up, not getting anything. So I think the move there is shove it up in the air. We can access that real easy from the bottom. The weird thing is it did have oil pressure. Oil looks horrendous already. Yeah. And this has been run like barely run. But this motor was disgusting. There's only so much you can do. So this right here is the oil pump, the lower housing. We've got oil pressure issues. It made pressure, it lost pressure, it made pressure, it lost pressure, and then it had no pressure. So we tore this all apart and we discovered that this plunger sits inside of here. Sits in there. That plunger is right there. And that guy is supposed to move freely. And as you can see, if I tap it up and down, it does. But before we got to it, it was seized. Now it'll go in and out. We sat here and we bored it out or honed it with 2,000 grit sandpaper rolled up. We just sat there railing her back and forth 87 times. We're gonna try, we're getting really super desperate. This oil pump is scored. You probably can't see that, but this is scored really bad. And on the car side, it's scored so bad. This sucker needs to be replaced. These gears are shot. However, it needing to be replaced isn't gonna get it to the event that it needs to be to. Can you see that? These things are smoked. And then also look at the teeth here. You might not be able to see that, but across the face of that, super scratched. This oil pump is junk. But if we can make it make 20 PSI, that's enough to drive to the event. We're not gonna hot rod it, not taking it to the strip, not doing burnouts, but we can drive it to the event. Nathan's made a discovery that when we get the oil pump drive in all the way, the distributor up there splines into the oil pump and spins this. But we can sit here and spin it any which direction. It binds up a little bit, like there's a sprag gear that's supposed to engage it, but if you spin a couple times, look at that. The sprag is not catching. So we're wondering if the distributor is actually still the cause of our problems, if it's not locking and spinning this pump, which would explain why we saw 40 pounds and then nothing, and then
When we spun it by hand with the driver, it made crazy oil pressure, but now it's not
doing anything.
not spinning a thing.
Okay, so we learned. Apparently, we were right, and this distributor, okay, I know it's real hard to see in there, but you might be able to see chunks in there because that's broken. The oil pump drive is broken on this thing, which would explain why we're not getting oil pump action. Even though the oil pump looks horrible, this is guaranteeing we ain't even got a horrible pump to start with. The good news is that we've already got the third, well, this is the third. The fourth distributor is going to be here tomorrow. It's coming from Summit. It was 6 times the price of the Amazon ones.
But it's the right one.
We
That's
hope.
what matters.
We're going to find out. We'll let you know.
It looks really,
I don't
really
know.
right.
It's too late in the night. This is the 5th day in a row of this.
It's almost 11 p.m. for the
day.
Monday, Tuesday,
Saturday.
Wednesday, Thursday. And then we spent all day last Saturday also.
So this is the 5th day of the grind.
Saturday, skip Sunday, every other day.
I don't know how the other guys make it look so easy when they're like, I put this car together for 3 days. I did the entire brake system. Something's going right, or they're not showing you something. That's what I'm going to say. Because this ain't working.
Holding 50 strong.
Cool.
It's about all I need to see.
Calling it primed. Oil pump makes pressure. It's
Holy smokes. Kicks back too.
super ugly, but it makes pressure. Pull the gear off and see if it is the gear or if it's the shaft. Because if it's the shaft, but I'm wondering if we can't weld the shaft and grind it flat.
Oh, on this distributor?
Yeah.
That would probably be the only way
I mean,
to get this to work.
Yeah, like we'd be so SOL if we can't.
Yeah. Assuming the HEI is different.
Right.
But if the HEI fits, key point, cedar all the way. Cedar all the way. If you don't think it's cedar all the way, cedar all the way.
Yeah, you're right. It was like that far up.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it.
Did I say something?
No, I noticed it though,
Yeah.
but I didn't think anything of
I've-
it. Give her a rip. Look at that. That's pressure. We think it's proper, but hey, that's pressure. We didn't have that before. That's 48, 50, 55, 60 PSI. That's 60 PSI. And our misfire has gone away. Imagine that. Hey, we gotta shut it off. Starting to boil our coolant. Gotta hook up our fans. Temp sensor does not work. Perfect.
She's hot.
It's hot.
She is hot.
Guaranteed to be hot. Thermostat works. If there is one. There's got to be one because it didn't suck coolant down until it got hot. Yeah. In true fashion, Summit came through and got us the right HEI. Now this one was $300. The other ones were $50, so we didn't want to go with this one originally, but that's the 13 tooth that we need, and it's got the flat drive for the oil pump, and the other ones were 14 tooth and hex drive. So we're gonna stab this in. We also got some 10.5 millimeter performance spark plug wires on Amazon, and they are long enough so they're not gonna be doing this. And we're gonna get this thing running with a hot ignition system. We got big cam, big pistons, big ignition, big burnouts. Got a big cam. Brakes are hardly anything. I don't think it's running right. Hey, look, we got sirens for it. Yeah, that's funny. You need to take it for a spin, man. Take it for a spin. It doesn't make any power down low. It goes da 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 da, and then at like 3,000 RPM in full throttle, it goes da da da. Just remember, cars can't see you.
I know.
So you don't want to turn in front of them.
Where's the button? Whoa, doesn't have power brakes. I forgot that. Unbelievable, dude. Did you feel it go sideways? Yep. Oh my word, this is gonna get me in trouble. No, I am so gonna get in trouble with this thing. Hi, Aunt Mel. How are you? I'm good. We just got done taking the Buick down the road under its own power. Really? Trent took the first run in it. Trent and Nathan, they've been working their butts off on it. They're the whole reason that it's running. And then
I got in it and took it down the road. It doesn't have any lights and it's dark, and we're still. It doesn't have any mufflers on it. But it went down the road on its own power. It is just flipping exciting. We're just thrilled. I just can't believe it. They got to do some carburetor tuning on it, and we have it wired up to run. It doesn't have any power inside or anything, so there's no lights, no brake lights, no nothing. And it's pretty dark out, but it went down the road on its own. You guys have Messenger? Or either that, or we'll put a video on Facebook. I got a license plate coming for it, and I got it. It's insured and everything. So,
Yeah.
so it's beyond geeked. So, the thing just absolutely rips. So it will go sideways in second gear without very much coaxing. So, but you can't hear yourself think inside the cab right now because we got to get some mufflers or something on it. But we got the headers on it that you sent, and so, and it is going.
So excited. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
I know. Well, and they sat in my barn for a year and a half. Trent said, well, we had mufflers on it, and he said when they fired it up with the mufflers on it the first time, it blew a bunch of mouse stuff out of them. So, so we took the mufflers off to run it because we didn't have them hanging yet. It's crazy. It's insane. So we came over one night this week and spent a couple hours working on the cab, the interior of it, and it cleaned up super good. It's incredible how nice of condition the inside is still.
There's a light on the head of it.
It's been kind of an emotional week around here, so I'm coming to grips with the fact that I've got a kid about to graduate high school, and my other one just turned 16 this week, and then we got this car going down the road. So
This is surreal, dude.
Oh, it doesn't even need the key on, does it?
It needs this.
Just needs that.
Yeah, that and then that. Yeah, we disconnected the thing. Give it up.
Oh, you pig. Come on. No. That's just crazy. The headlights that we have, we put them on the head backwards so that you can see the car from the back.
And it looks like a car coming out.
Yeah. Yeehaw! Man, what a riot.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think we got battery disconnected. We got a battery disconnected issue because I didn't, unless I kicked that switch on accident. Because I never pushed. Oh, also, we need to tie all this junk. Oh, wait. There we go. That's why. We need to tie these switches out of the footwell. I really want to get the fueling dialed in because that's going to make the enjoyability way more.
It's gonna get cleaner and rowdier.
Mm-hmm. Because
that's like 70% of what this car
when you can't roll into the throttle without it going, it doesn't. It doesn't.
That was so much fun.
Sure.
Really want to drive it during the day. That would be awesome. Because I was like, I can't see. I can't see.
it was frightening.
I can't see. Hey, our brakes came around. Our brakes actually came around really, really well.
What time is it?
9:30.
Shoot, dude. We can take it for another rip in a couple hours. Dial in the carb.
Do what we did last night and just stay up the next
Yeah.
few hours.
At least we'll be able to sleep tomorrow morning.
So here's my thought. We need to get the vacuum thing hooked up with it.
Yeah, that'll be nothing. And then run the exhaust out the back.
So it's not so disorienting.
Like the tow truck was. Man, this is fast.
We love it.
I don't love it in the cab. It's just too loud. Like, it doesn't sound good. I mean, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot to take in. All right.
Danny's burnout videos?
Yeah.
I'm really upset that I missed second. Because I was like, I'm gonna miss second. It's gonna lock up, and Trent's gonna go, that's what you're supposed to stay in it. It's like, I'm trying to stay in it. That's what you were thinking, isn't it?
I said that you probably got a little more sideways than you were anticipating. The light kicked straight into the ditch,
Oh, I love that.
and that's when you
Let out. That probably is part of it, but I let out when I shifted. And I don't know. I don't have any experience driving a 500 horsepower Screamer.
It's Big Bertha. Gloria.
It ain't no Gloria. No. She a screamer.
She's like a Belinda or something.
Linda
Gloria Sanders.
Sanders.
Dude, this is awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm just as excited as you are, man. As you can see, we have deleted on the mufflers because we think them suckers are restrictive and it makes it sound like a dump truck. It takes all the chop out of the big cam. They kind of suck. So we mocked up this other side and we tacked up this other side. And you can see in here we had to cut and expand it to shorten this up. But we got this one tacked in place, so now we know a little bit of what we're doing. And you can see all of our zip tie engineering to hold the pipes in place where we want. Because right now it kind of just floats. So you just take zip ties and you just pull it in the direction up, down, left, or right that you need it to be. And then you got your tailpipe mocked up, which is pretty sweet. But you can see our muffler used to do a step over this way. And then this pipe stepped it back over that way. But now we're using it to adjust our heights because this comes out up here, this straight comes down here. We're gonna yap some of this out, take a section out, use our tailpipe expander to flare it, slip it, weld it. So we've got about this far to go. So we're gonna mark and start guessing and checking to make this just right, like this. There you go. After a decent little bit of intentional trimming and marking, we got her in place. There's clearance everywhere, so you can get your hands everywhere. And we're gonna tack it together. This is a Wix gasket now because we had to make a new gasket because you can see the original gasket here that we got, the old Cometic, had a big old, see that line right there? That's what you call a vacuum leak. It is running so erratic because that, see that? That pulls air in, so it's vacuum leaking so bad. So we got a Wix filter, we got a Wix gasket now. Let's see if that works.
Got our 916 THRASHED.
Yeah. It runs a little better right now.
I can feel that. You didn't have to throttle the hell out of it before you let the clutch up. We're ruining your dad's striping.
I know.
What a shame. Oh wow.
That's a lot better.
Way better.
Oh, it is a locker. You feel it hit right there?
Yeah. It's a torsion lock. Burning off the pipes.
Oh, that's coming out of the radiator. That's coolant.
Want to kill it?
You know, we should probably put coolant in it.
Actual
It's got just water right now. But driving it's gonna make a difference.
Yeah. I think it's just smoking the pipes. Because it's not coming from here, it's coming from under the car.
No, I heard it go.
Oh, I didn't hear anything like that.
It's the transmission oil pan.
Hmm?
The transmission
God.
oil pan just fell out of the car.
No, Trent. That's our drain bucket, dude.
Oh. Okay.
That's funny. Hey, that's a lot better.
I'm like something. I heard a.
There's no trans oil pan.
I heard a hollow. I'm like, what is? I know that ain't right. I know that ain't right.
So
we got to go backwards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's nothing to burn off the pipes.
And then all of a sudden, it starts smoking like a mother.
I'm like, there's nothing to burn off the pipes.
That's so funny. Turn the wheel.
Let me go up to the.
Turn.
There's a pothole up there. Now go backwards. Now can I go backwards?
No, you're good.
'Cause I can drive away from it if it's in the hole. That'll do it. We changed the location of the distributor vacuum advance, so it's running better now. It was on the wrong vacuum port, so it wasn't advancing right. We also added 10 degrees of timing because it was back down to like 2. And then we leaned out the driver's side bank. It's much happier.
It's a little more, yeah. It's a little,
and you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have to like throttle as hard to take off. It just does it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And we can see.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Misfiring in the middle.
Still.
Yeah.
But at the bottom end, it's happier.
It doesn't like partial throttle. That claims that was 80. Holy moly. This car scoots. I don't know what you felt, but I was watching the speedo and it felt quick.
Yeah.
Oh, power brakes. Oh, all the brake.
Oh, we got brakes.
You run on a power brake, but it's got a lot of brakes. Plenty enough for him to drive. It says we're doing like 28, 29, 30.
Yeah, right now it's accurate. Let's get it up higher. See if it stays accurate.
60, 57. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it is.
This thing is so fast. This thing better beat the Mustang. It's got to. Because that is quick.
We gotta get your dad to get the Mustang out real quick.
That's in third gear. That's third gear from a bog. It just goes like, that's fourth gear.
It's got so much
Holy cow, dude. But this car, the speedometer is accurate.
Is it?
We checked it with our GPS one. We think the carb isn't right because in the middle it's still not happy. But when the secondaries open up, she makes good power. Because like this is about half throttle.
Yeah.
So it's only driving on the little primary.
Right.
And this thing has ported cylinder heads, a giant camshaft, high compression pistons, humongous exhaust. It doesn't, this is a factory carburetor. It's not enough air and fuel for that mid-range. It's possible that he just drove it like this, because yeah, it drives. But like you can feel it, it's like, it can't decide if it wants to go or not. But it is so much easier to drive now.
Yeah.
why you came?
No. It's fast, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. But like, isn't that just crazy?
Incredible how fast
I know.
you get it to right there.
80, almost
Shut
75.
off. Give me a second. Might be running out of fuel.
Oh. Yeah.
It's definitely running out of fuel.
Yeah, we need to take it to H Drive, or the gas station.
He's got gas at his house.
Oh, let's do that.
Let's circle back. You know what it probably is when it's pulling, all the gas goes to the back of the tank.
Oh,
It probably runs dry then.
Dry when it's this low.
No.
No, she doesn't want it.
She's just, oh, the power steering works really good when it's running. She's right out of gas. Isn't that something?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get in trouble. Where's red line at?
I don't know.
We haven't heard it float the valves yet.
That's only like $4,000 though. It's definitely got more to give.
Yeah. We have a tachometer for it, we just haven't run it yet. We're not gonna hot rod it, not taking to the strip, not doing burnouts.